Hello. How's everybody? It's Spiff Ellis, your host. This is Marco Mondays, episode 21. This is going to be a quicker episode. I shot this differently. I normally shoot these horizontal, but today I try to do it in portrait mode so you guys can see up close, more detailed the process. So let's get into it. This idea, I just honestly came up with it. Been battling a lot of things, internally. By God's grace, I'm getting through them. And there's no problem-free life. There's no problem-free moments. There's always spiritual attacks. There's just a lot of things that, try to fight you. You know what I mean? But art is beautiful. It's a beautiful way to let things out. Let things out. Let out how you feel. Let out, the things that God says to you. Let out the things that, you think, some of your experiences, things like that. So this piece, I wanted to be, a representation of myself. You know what I mean? I'm starting out with the Graphic One marker, actually. I really love this one. This honestly is the best one to use for outlines if you're doing anything like that. You want to get it to be more of a thicker line. I would definitely suggest using the Graphic One. You see right there, I messed up a little bit, but I literally instantly got a plan. Like, as soon as I saw that happen, I was like, all right, I know what I'm going to do. Because it looks really bad, but I want to show you all the mistakes. I want to show you guys the errors, the things that, the parts that I mess up, because I'm not perfect and nobody should ever portray to be. So yeah, we're starting with an E00 as usual. If we're doing like, more, darker tones. Even if I was drawing a like Caucasian person or, what have you, I would use honestly just the E00 and different colors. But right here, I'll use an E00 for the base. I'm currently using E11. That's for the second shade, the second value. And then I'm going to follow up with an E15 and an E18. E13, E15, and the E18. And that's going to do really well for the skin. So with the skin, you want to honestly focus on muscles. You want to focus on any veins. You want to focus on maybe if it's fat, if you're drawing someone who's more, heavyweight. You want to show creases. You want to show if the person is more bony and more slimmer. You want to show their bone structure. But here I just was really trying to get a realistic vibe. One of my older techniques when I first started was to use this blending technique where I would use the base coat after the second coat to blend in where I just put the second coat, and so on and so forth. So wherever I would put an E11, I would blend with an E00. Wherever I put an E13, I would blend with an E11. So it gives you like this blend look that I'm doing right here. You see how I'm going back and forth? I got the tops off or whatever, but I'm going back and forth. The E11, E15, just back and forth, trying to get a nice blend, trying to show the smoothness of the texture of the skin. This is all from imagination. Just imagine this, put it together. But yeah, like it's really a better way to go about coloring with markers, because these are alcohol based. These are honestly, they don't really run as much as watercolor does, but they really have that watercolor feel. This alcohol based, meaning it'll bleed if you don't shake it up properly, or if you allow it to go into the other colors, and overlap it. So just be more careful when you're coloring with markers. It's all about precision, being detailed, and being very, very careful here. So I'm just starting to fill in those little, the little like monsters or whatever you want to call them. I really love to do red and blue, because it represents, hot and cold. It represents negative and positive. It represents up and down, just that duality. I really love to draw about the human condition. I love to draw about duality. I feel like nothing is without a duality. I think there's a contrast with everything. That's just how we were created. This blue I really love. I never really use it. It's such a deep, dark blue. I never really get to use it, so I decided to use that. It took a minute to figure out like what colors I wanted to make this jacket. I've really been in a design mode, designing the jackets and trying to get a varsity jacket created currently. But I kind of took it out with this drawing, just what colors I would potentially use when I make a varsity jacket. A more colorful version, but Obviously, I'll be making one that's more simple, like black, whites, and grays with hints of color. I use this Chinese pen. I love this ink pen. It has Indian ink inside of it. I used to use this when I was actually like 10, 11, 12. I used to take it from my sister, Adria, and just spill it all over the floor, all over my clothes. And I learned early on how much it stretches. You don't really have to mix anything with it. With this pen, all you have to do is really squeeze it, squeeze the sides. I'm trying to get a texture, of curly hair, more coarse hair for this character that I'm drawing. I wanted to look like me when I have a fade and everything. It's good to draw yourself, It's good to see how you see yourself. Making some portraits will not hurt you. Making portraits of yourself is not narcissistic, number one. Number two, it helps you to really try to be accurate with what you draw and how you draw them, how you draw your artwork. I'm always and forever gonna try to, depict myself, and just imagine myself in a world where there's two of me, like physically two of me, where I could look at myself and observe myself and see myself, in all my glory, and draw myself. Like if I saw myself on the train, I would draw myself and give it to myself. As crazy as that sounds, you would probably do the same thing, but I really believe that it's important to, emulate your feelings on paper. I really think it's important to express what you're feeling, because bottling things up, only comes out in a negative way, or, you end up harming yourself, you end up feeling sick, you end up feeling, just frustrated at the world. It's too much, So recently I've just been on my spiritual journey. I've been on my spiritual journey since I, was baptized in 2007. But of course, you don't just get baptized and become this perfect person, but it's a journey, man. I really appreciate you guys for watching. I know it was a quicker Mark of Mondays, but stay tuned in another 2 weeks for the next episode. Thanks for watching. Much love. Peace.